go. A potential preview of the 2013 NBA Finals. This is Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. That, of course, if the Miami Heat do not reach the NBA Finals. This one featuring the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Indiana Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse on Friday night. Opening tip scheduled for 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The Pacers opened up as 2-point home favorites. Number has reached 2.5 in the betting market, while the total sits at 191. Definitely monitor any future odds movement by going to SBRodds.com. The Oklahoma City Thunder, 5-1 their last 6 games, picking up an impressive 188 victory over the San Antonio Spurs as 7.5-point home favorites on Thursday night. 6-1 to the under in their last 7 contests. So this team is definitely playing defense, getting ready for the 2013 NBA playoffs. Half came back now of the Spurs for the coveted #1 spot in the Western Conference standings, and they hold the tiebreaker if the two teams finish the regular season with identical records. 33-5 straight up at home, 23-2 versus Western Conference foes at Chesapeake Energy Arena. So that shows how imperative it is for this team to grab that #1 seed, as it is truly a dominant team when playing in front of its home fans. But it does travel on the road here, 22-15 straight up on the road, 10-4 versus Eastern Conference opponents. This team, from a sports betting trend perspective, very impressive, 11-2 straight up and against the spread when facing teams that allow 91 points or less the last 2+ seasons. Of course, Indiana falls within that parameter, 89.9 points allowed on the season for the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers' 5-game winning streak coming into this one, 100 or more points on the offensive end for this team during that stretch. And the last four games of this 5-game winning streak have come on the road against Western Conference opponents, including a 109-106 victory over the Los Angeles Clippers as 5-point underdogs on Monday. The rest is definitely a difference and something that a lot of handicappers are going to focus in on here. 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread when playing on 3 or more days rest for the Pacers. But they are just 4-11 straight up and 3-12 against the spread when listed as home favorites of 3 points or less. I don't see there's any possible way, unless players are held out on Oklahoma City's end, that the Pacers tip off as favorites of 3.5 or more. So that sports betting trend is definitely in play. And the underdog is covered 12 of the last 16 meetings in this series. And I think the line reflects that rest of the fact that the Pacers haven't played since Monday and Oklahoma City played last night. But when you look at the past performances of the Thunder, they had 4 days off before that game against the Spurs. So I think they'll be able to rally here, and the points are too inviting in my opinion. So my official pick on this play is the Oklahoma City Thunder plus 2.5 against the Indiana Pacers on Friday night. This has been another edition of Across the Board here at SBRforum.com, and definitely follow me on Twitter at Jeff Grant Sports. Cut.